Hello, everyone. I'm the okayest bassist, and this is the BASSics Volume 30. This is the weekly live stream. Set that where everything's centered. Don't mind all this crap right here, it's not important. This is the weekly live stream that I do for the beginner, intermediate, bassist, whatever. Basically, this is a live stream where I, or hopefully the people who can typically join me, cover different topics that a new or intermediate player may have. Right now, I don't see anybody able to join. Send a quick message. Live. Please help me. Okay, see if anybody answers. And this isn't just about bass, it can be about music in general. Today, if nobody is able to jump in and help me, then my plan is actually to talk about, not that I'm good at YouTube, not that I'm a social media influencer, but is to talk about if you want to do social media. When Johnny Dibble was on, we talked about things of, what it is for him, since he has short form content and long form content, and how those things are approached. If nobody jumps in to help me, then what I'm going to talk about is at least how I've approached it. Now, here on my handy dandy phone, I can pull up the YouTube studio. It's my channel's first birthday. Well, I don't know about that being actually today, but hey, whatever. So looking at this, I don't really care about all of the charts and stuff. When I just go to the channel, thank you anybody who has subscribed. I don't know why you did that, but thank you for doing it. We're up to 172 subscribers, so that's pretty cool. Of course, when it started, there were none. I'm sure having been on Bully's Bass Hangs has helped quite a bit, and then Bully having been on here, so I can @ and link him to it, has definitely helped as well. But what I can say is the algorithm does like consistency, so doing that is definitely helpful. When I first started, I was just trying to make a video once a week. I tried to always have one extra video kind of in queue for not just this week, but for next week. I might have taken that just a little bit overboard, because now I wanted to show it on the thing, but since I run everything from an iPad, there isn't a way to share the screen. But just in general, so that it doesn't give away too much, or if you're screenshotting it, then it'll give away everything. Check marks are ones I've already made, so I have some videos uploaded all the way through the end of the year. I already have ideas lined out, and most of them just need recorded. There are a few that are dependent upon some other people, and then there are a few that I'm waiting for basses to. In the case of the Sterling Music Man Bongo 5, I want one of those in the Fire Mist Purple, I think is the color they called it. But every time I go to, I'll check it right now. Bongo 5. Sterling Bongo 5. Last information released 4 months ago. Scrolling through, NAMM information from January. You can get an Ernie Ball Music Man one, absolutely. But when you click on Bongo 5 Sterling by Music Man, it's the exact same thing that it was. Sold out. I've already said notify me when available, but hey, why not do it again today. Boom. Add me to the list. Cool. Still, I'm interested when I look at the pictures, though. If you see the picture, it doesn't show that there's a switch. So I'm really hoping that there's a push-pull. I know with it, they did the preamp differently than the regular Ernie Ball bongo. Sorry, I'm sweating like crazy. I was outside, and being allergic to the sun isn't fun. It's not even hot. It's just the sun's stupid, and I hate it, and it hates me. So that one is one, and then there are two, possibly three. I don't know how best to describe it. They're custom bases being made. One is a lignum that was already ordered a long time ago, and then there's one for sure being made. There's a possibility of another. I find out about that in August. And that's it. Like, I don't have any other new bases coming. Some of these here on the wall have videos that haven't come out. Every one of these has an unboxing. Some of them need reviews. I just haven't recorded them yet because I figure if I have 3 months until the review needs to release, I have that much longer to play it and see what I like and don't like about it rather than trying to rush that through. So again, when it comes to consistency, I know some people will record a video that's kind of a throwaway one-off, and then they'll hang it kind of in reserve. That way, hey, if something happens and I can't get to the video I need to do, I can at least throw this out so there's content. I had thought for a while about switching it up from one video a week to 2 videos a week. And then kind of stagger it, have the live stream on Sunday, maybe do a release on Tuesday and Friday. I don't know. I decided not to because I'd rather have a backlog of videos that I can rearrange as needed. But what I can say is I haven't had like a drop off of subscribers. Like, I haven't gone up, 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 and then lost a bunch and then gone up and down. It's been a trend up like the whole time. Again, I don't ever expect I'm going to make any money off this because you have to have like 500 or 1,000 subscribers. You have to have so many hundreds, I think, of hours of watch on your long. And then I think now they even have a thing of a requirement for shorts that have to be viewed. So I don't do shorts. I've thought about doing, like, the one that I did was bounce through all the bases, naming your gear. I could do that. I've thought I could go through each base on the wall, say, hey, here's this thing, here's how much I bought it for, here's how much it's worth, yay me, or ooh, not a smart financial decision, me, either way. But what I can say is, if you're interested in doing the social media thing, the algorithm definitely rewards consistency, so it would be smart if you're wanting to do it to make sure that you make a schedule, whether that's once a week, whether it's every 2 weeks. As you get bigger, you're going to have a lot of subscribers. So if you have plenty of subscribers, especially if they have notifications turned on, it's going to let them know, hey, your person that you're following put out a thing, and you're going to get the views. Anyone who's looked into social media knows basically everything I'm saying. I'm just saying it in case you haven't looked into it yet. As far as I go, I have the backlog. I could literally not put out a video, I think, through the end of June, middle of July, and there wouldn't be a week missed. Of course, that has come with the financial setback of having bought multiple bases, some of which I've kept, some of which I've returned, some that I have thought that I was going to keep, and then turned out I didn't want them as much as something else. So I've sold them, which of course is a loss of money. But those things are a checks and balance. And at this point, all of my checks have balanced, and I am done buying bases except for the ones that have already been commissioned or discussed. One of the people who is building one currently, Lignum, of course, with Eins right there. There's a video. I think I shared a link to it on the channel already. They'll do a video of the next one. And then The other person with whom I'm working, when they release their video, I'll link that one so that there's, cross pollination of viewerships if possible. And then the one that's kind of up in the air is actually someone decently local to me that I found out about. But I don't know. We have to wait until like end of July, beginning of August to even discuss what we may or may not do. But since talks have started, if they continue forward, then there would be a bass coming from that. Outside of that, it's just the bongo because I like the toilet seat bass. I'm sorry if you don't. That's fine. You can have your opinion. I'll have mine. I also like the purple. I want to try it and compare it to the 505E, and see which one I like better. However, if the bongo doesn't have passive, then I don't even care to get it. I do not want a bass that is only active. I've had one. There's a video that'll come out about it. It's gone. Like I got it. I got it for a stupid good price. I ended up breaking even selling it, so it was fine. It was fine. So that's a couple of things. That's kind of a touch up on the status of the channel. It's kind of a touch up on if you're wanting to do it for as a shout out, Dino Dan, the bass man. He started, I believe he might have started his channel before I did. I didn't know about his channel until we looped in together after I think Bully on one of the bass hangs opened it up and Dino came on there. We started chatting through like Instagram. So I didn't know of Dino's channel until a while into making mine. Not 100% sure who has more. Shout out Dino Dan the Bassman. You should go to his channel and check him out. Subscribe to him. I did. He's a cool dude. He's super nice in person too. Haven't met him in person, like face to face in person, but I've met him on FaceTime stuff. Let's see. I have subscribed to a lot of people. Where's Dino Dan? Dino Dan Bassman. Where is he? There we go. Dino with a Y. Dyno. Bassman, one word. He's catching up to me. 125 subscribers with 69 videos. How about that? And then I have 172 with 83 videos. Now, granted, Dino's not done any lives, and I don't know if YouTube's number counts lives. It probably does, because if that's the case, I'm putting out 2 a week, so I'll keep going farther. And if it doesn't, then I always put out 1 a week anyway, so we're good there. I'm looking in the chat. I don't see anything in the chat. It tells me one person is currently watching. I always find it funny because here on Restream, it doesn't tell you like the usernames of who's watching. It just says like under whose channel they're viewing it. So like if Bully and I were to do a dual stream where we both have the same feed, it would say here's how many are watching for Bully and here's how many are watching for me. So all I see is one watching and that it's for me. So that doesn't actually tell me anything. But anyway, a couple other things. I did take a screenshot of an old conversation thread from the instructor folks. Some of the instructors have kind of gone radio silent due to personal stuff going on, so I'm not 100% sure, but ones that I know can and almost certainly will happen in the future is just to give some sprinklings of possibility, dialing in EQ on a bass or an amp based on just the certain sound you're wanting, how to get certain sounds, as well as possibly dialing it in for different types of rooms. Bully and maybe bass clef connoisseur, Floof, if they ever get the chance and time, is going to talk about things like reading sheet music and tabs as well as learning by ear. Going to try and get somebody who I don't think has a YouTube channel but has been a presence in the bass community from time to time about exercising practices and routines. If not, then I'll try and come up with something. And then a couple weeks back when Johnny Dibble was on, Johnny said that he was going to try and get time to come back on to talk about pedals, pedal selection, things like that, because I know absolutely nothing about pedals. So there's a few things that I'm hoping to get instructors yet to talk about on this series, show, whatever you want to call it. I will do my best to come up with more. If you guys could just send a comment sometime about, hey, talk about this, that'd be awesome. Because I came up with a list of like 15 things I thought would be good to talk about. And now we're on episode 30. So a lot of times it's like 10 minutes to an hour before the episode starts that I'm sitting here going, what am I going to talk about today? I got to think of a topic. So I thought about this one because I started scrolling through old videos and I saw the old videos of like how I've done recordings into making the video, how I do the processing on the iPad. That way I only have one major computing device. That's my rings clicking, so hopefully that's not being obnoxious. I was also told, I know a few weeks back when the iPad microphone was trying to do the audio, not this microphone, that whole thing was awful, and I apologize. I couldn't figure it out at the time. But then I was told that a lot of these are coming through pretty quietly. So what I have done is I've decreased. I'm going to do some more right now. I don't want to overdo it. Just now, if anyone is listening, or I can listen back myself later, I have decreased my monitor volume while increasing the output to maximum, and then the channel gain is up about 10% more. I don't want it to be obnoxious where, like, if you've got a volume from 1 to 30 and you increase it 1, that I'm too loud where you don't have a comfortable variability. So I'll try and watch this back. It looks like this was done at the 18-minute mark, so I can double check it. But again, anybody who has a topic they would like discussed, please ask. The only other one that I've come up with so far, which is so far what I'll cover next week, is different like bridge saddles and their design. It's going to be hard to show a lot of this, especially since I can't do a screen share. So I will just have to grab different bases and like hold them up to the camera. Or maybe the other week when Bully was on, I did the live unboxing. Maybe I can join with my phone and take it over and show it on the... Well, either way, I'll figure something out. But I will talk about like different saddle pieces, the way they adjust, because some of them are significantly better than others. For example, the Quartz Space has quite a different tuning system, being headless, than Ein's, which is pretty different from like an Ibanez EHB. So we would go over things like that. And then of course the standard headstocked models like Ibanez's tuners are at they're all, even if the tuners are at the top, the bridge is quite different on it than say this Quart, which is different than the Close. So I'm going to go over different things like that just to kind of give an idea of there are different types of hardware. Again, that'll be next week. But just, it's the 1st of June, so we're almost halfway through the year. Of course, July 1st would be the halfway point. But since I didn't have any really good ideas that would take me a long time to discuss, I figured I could kind of give that update with the list of the video ideas, as well as talk about what, for the basics, what I want to do going forward here on the live. Another thing that I will say is that on BASSics, again, if ideas come in, that would be awesome. Even if it's something I can't handle, like if it's something of what's the proper way to hold your hand while doing slap. I don't freaking know. But I can either ask for instruction from someone else or try to bribe somebody to show up for a specific lesson like that. But the other thing I can say on basics is that I'm not opposed to like every other one just being a hang kind of thing, kind of like what Bully did. I know he wants to do those again. I'm not opposed to people coming and hanging out. Small creators, that would be fine. People like me, people with more than me, I don't care. So I may end up doing that at some point, trying like what Bully's done on a handful of occasions and just sharing the link out into the chat and seeing who wants to show up. And as long as you're not going to cause my channel to get canceled, that's pretty much all it would be. Sorry, had someone message me. So that's kind of it on the channel update. Again, back on the doing live media, whatever you want to call it, being a social media person. YouTube, I guess, is a social media. There's a lot of people involved and there's media, so why not? The consistency is good. If you can get yourself a backlog set up so that you can remain consistent even if something happens. I probably should go through and make like playlists of all the basics so that if someone wanted to hit that and kind of go through that, as well as I should probably make playlists that are like, here's a list of unboxings, here's a list of reviews, here's a list of all my miscellaneous crap. I personally like having my pattern where I have an unboxing, a review of the base that was unboxed before that one, and then a miscellaneous video, and then continue that pattern. I think it gives a good variability but predictability, so that if you know, like, okay, hey, last week Travis had a really weird video about comparing two similarly named wireless transmitters, then I know that the next time I watch a video, it'll be a review and then or an unboxing, and then after that it'll be a review. And I hope to keep that pattern. However, the way things are going, if I do that, then that means on into next year I'm going to carry over some bases that were gotten this year already. I don't really like the idea of someone watching an unboxing in January of a base that I got in May. But it is what it is. Like, I couldn't stagger out buying all of the bases over that amount of time, because most of the stuff I got on like a specific special deal, like it was on sale and then they knocked a little extra off, or like in the case of the Sire F10, it was a return that someone had bought that they weren't coming in stock for months for getting it new, so I snatched it because it was the only way I was going to get one. So things like that are kind of how this is going. But again, any ideas that you guys have, any topics you would like to see discussed, if there's a certain, I mean, hopefully it's someone that's related to the channel in some way, but if there's a certain other base tuber you would like to see come on for a certain topic, send me a comment, put a comment in the video. I read all the comments. I reply to, either reply, or if it's not like a replyable comment, I give a thumbs up at least. Like if someone just goes, hey, I liked the video. Cool. Here's a thumbs up for you, because like I'm not going to pander and be like, oh, I really appreciate your appreciation. Yeah, no. But like I reply to every comment that has a question, at least every one that I've ever seen. So put in a comment if it's, hey, I'd really like to have whatever, could Johnny Dibble come back on and, tell about how he thinks it's different in the UK to be a gigging performer, or maybe we could try to get that guy on bass, being Chris. I would love to have him on too. If he wanted to talk about being, I would love to. By the way, if Johnny, if you're watching, I'm going to put it in our group message, but I want Chris on here because I want to know his opinions and thoughts on being a professional musician for a living. That sounds really cool. I'm going to send that over here in case you're not watching live. And if you are watching live, you should have sent a comment already. Shame on you. Anyway, so, but I mean, again, things like that. If it's something like, oh, I would love to hear, if it's something like, oh, I would love to hear Bully's opinion about this thing, or how does Bully handle this? I have no problems whatsoever sending a message to somebody with whom I'm somehow connected saying, hey, I've had people who have asked about this, or even, hey, I had a single person out of my 172, that's a high percentage compared to the like 20 and 50,000 subscribers you guys have. I have a heavy percentage wanting to know about this. I have no problem doing that. So, kind of a shorter episode today. Again, if you do social media, be consistent. Record some stuff, at least 1 or 2 videos in the background that you can throw in at any time so you can maintain your consistency even if you can't record videos. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Like you could throw a video together about I did the one of here's the gear that I use personally. That's it. You could even just take screenshots from where you bought it. I bought this on Sweetwater. I bought this on Amazon. I ordered this directly from whomever. Put all that together and do a quick voiceover. You can do a voiceover in a quiet room and use your phone. Hey, here's what I did. Da, da, da. I bought this because it's really cool. I bought this because I liked it. This is really neat. And then on you go. So either way, I don't know. I mean, again, consistency, have a backup plan. The only other things, if you can, reach out and try to connect with other people of similar content make. I'm sure I would have nowhere near 172 subscribers if I hadn't been on Bully's Bass Hangs, or if Bully hadn't come on here. Same thing with Johnny. If Johnny hadn't come on here, I'm sure that linked a few people to me. Like, try and make connections across, even if it's not like getting on one of their videos or on a live, if they do a live stream. That would be super helpful. But also just try to coordinate to see if you can work on a project together and see if they're fine with you like linking them in the video description, like, oh hey, because then if someone's searching, maybe they could link something to you of, oh yeah, I was talking the other day to the okayest bassist about this topic, and here are their thoughts about it, and then they link to an old video of yours. I've had 2 times now that someone has put a comment in a live that they've said something about, hello sir,
I love you.
where I've had people who have put in a comment and they've said something to the effect of, I found Low End Lobster, and from Low End Lobster I ended up finding Bully the Kid, and then from watching one of Bully the Kid videos I found out about you, so I watched you. Like, the networking steps that go through that can end up getting you somebody. So now that I have a gremlin behind me, there's a gremlin right there, little creeper. So that means that my wife has left because he is now not being supervised. So I'm going to cut it here.
So your wife was in the bathroom.
My wife was in the bathroom. She was hiding, so he got away. Anyway, a good chance to cut this off here. It's right at 30 minutes, so Bully says, hey, Bully, you should jump in and we can just talk and hang out, because we can. I just realized I did not share the link. That would probably have been helpful. So I'll share the link now because I'm dumb and didn't do it beforehand. Bully, you should jump in. Come be my friend on video. The boy will be happy to see you. You're like his favorite person who doesn't live in our house. So we'll see if Bully joins. He may not. He's probably busy. Got Johnny. I see Johnny has seen the messages. I'm just dumb and didn't send the link. But Johnny, it's also like I don't know, 10:30 at night there or something like that, or the other way around. It's like midnight 30. I don't remember which way that goes, if we have extra time or less time. So either way, either or both of you could just click I sent it in the group chat. You could jump in. I was about to say goodbye, but I would much rather chat and hang out with people.
Because their kids, because Micah and Mallory are with their grandma.
Anyway, we'll see if they do. They probably won't. Bully, I think Bully's in the same time zone that I am, so it's 5:31 for Bully. Bully has joined, it says. Look at this. Bully is rotating. Okay, there we go. Now Bully is driving. That is illegal in Illinois. Not driving, but driving while on a live stream. It's Bully. There he go. Oh, he's rotating
this
again.
Is gonna even work. Hold on.
I hear you.
Am I messing up stuff?
No, just like
Might be
the
messing up
camera keeps like slightly shifting because you're not exactly center, but we
I
can
can't
see you.
hear you. Wait.
You can't. I don't want to wait. Okay, Bully left. Well, that was fun. Bully the Kid, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Bully has left the live stream. Now we're going to see if Johnny just randomly jumps in. Johnny is only able to jump in when no one else is at his house, because I guess he wakes people up. I think Johnny just needs to, like, completely soundproof his little room. I've seen the videos of how big the room is, and it would probably only take like $5 to get enough soundproofing to take care of Johnny's room. But
Could do this, but I can't hear you.
Bully is back.
So crazy.
I don't know why you can't hear me.
How do I do this?
Well, you're talking right now, so you're part of the stream.
Allow.
I can
I
hear
don't
you.
understand.
Oh, he's trying to
Yeah.
allow. Thought he was saying how loud. See, it doesn't even... Okay, bye, Bully. See, it doesn't even have to be a Bully the Kid base hang to have technical problems when you're with Bully. It's okay. Tech problems occur. So I see Bully has seen the link. I'll throw chat back up for right now. Bully was there. Johnny was there. Oh, I can show that. Hey, look. Johnny says, you got me. How about that? Send Johnny away again. Johnny could come onto the stream again, but, you know, I'm pretty sure. Let me see. Here, try modern technology. What time is it in the UK right now?
In London, United Kingdom, it's 11:33 p.m.
Oh, okay. See, 6 hours difference. That's weird. Oh, I'm in daylight savings time, so that's probably what screwed up. Anyway, so it's 11:30 at Johnny's place right now. So he's awake, I'm sure. He seems to not sleep ever.
You see me?
Well, like,
Hello?
I can see you. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
I can't hear you. This is stupid.
It's your dream.
Hold
You
on.
can see
I have it turned
me.
all the way up. I have no idea.
I
I can't hear you. I
It's your
mean,
dream come
if
true.
I can hear you, that'd be great, but I can't hear you. So,
You
I would hop in here. However, I'm driving home from the bowling alley, and my wife just sent me with a honeydew list to get some food on the way in from the grocery store. But I will be doing a base hang at probably 7 o'clock. So if you're free, you can drop in on mine. We can hang out. You cool with that? Wonderful. I'll talk to you soon. Bully out. I think I'm out. Probably not.
Okay, now Bully's out. So there you go. You heard it here first, because I didn't get a notification about his channel. Excuse me. Having a hang. So there you go. You heard it exclusively on the OKest Basis channel, that in like an hour and a half there will be a base hang. So we will see how early into that I can ruin and derail everything. But again, so Bully saw it. Haven't seen anybody else planning to come in. So talked very minimally about what I said I was going to talk about, and then a whole lot about other stuff that probably nobody was worried about. But No one has said anything in the chat as to how much better this audio is. I'm worried to up the gain anymore because I keep seeing like real close to redlining. So I definitely don't want to start clipping or redlining, but I have the output as high as it can be. So if anyone complains about that on the bass hang, then I'll turn it down a bit, I guess. So, as always, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.